Kylie, after months of tension between the two, President Donald Trump has actually agreed to meet with the dictator of North Korea, Kim Jong-un. Representatives from South Korea delivered a message to President Trump from the North Korean leader. It was an invitation to meet in person by May. The White House says President Trump has accepted. He says the president would meet with Kim to achieve what they're calling permanent denuclearization. So they want North Korea to stop developing nukes and to get rid of their nukes. The invitation being taken, of course, with a grain of salt, though, both within the Trump administration and by Asian policy analysts.
If what we're seeing right now is a shock level of 8 out of 10, I mean, North Korea actually giving up its nukes would be off the charts. They're going to probably want a peace treaty, but in a lot of their negotiations on and before summits, they want money. They want cash. So it's very possible that this will come with a price tag of hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars.
We don't know when or where the meeting would take place. No sitting American president has ever met with a North Korean leader.
President Trump has also imposed stiff tariffs on imported steel and aluminum, calling the move not only a matter of necessity or choice, but of necessity. The president said the industries have been targeted for decades by unfair foreign trade practices. It orders a 25% tax on imported steel and 10% on aluminum. Canada and Mexico are exempt pending a new NAFTA deal. Wayne Jurdy with Minnesota Pollution Control Agency says if import prices go up for companies, that cost could be passed to the consumer on everything from cars to cans.
When you're manufacturing something and your components or raw materials become more expensive, then most likely you will see some price increases. How much? I don't think we know what the extent of that is.
The tariff begins in 15 days, but the effect won't happen right away. Jurdy says how it affects us will depend on how long the tariff lasts and how strict it is. One senator has already suggested he'll introduce legislation to nullify the new policy.
A jury finds 2 former Starkey hearing employees guilty of embezzlement. Jurors found Jerry Rosichka and W. Jeff Taylor guilty of embezzling more than $15 million from the Eden Prairie-based hearing aid company. Prosecutors say their motive was pure greed. Rosichka is the former president of Starkey. Taylor was the head of one of Starkey's suppliers, and prosecutors say the men created fake entities and then they pocketed the payments, rebates, and commissions from those 2 companies. The jury did acquit Lawrence Miller and Lawrence Hagan, who had also faced charges here. 2 other former Starkey executives had previously pleaded guilty. Minnesota lawmakers have introduced a bill to raise the minimum age for buying an assault rifle in the state.
The bill raises the age to 21 for buying the kind of weapon used in the deadly Florida shooting. Supporters say the semi-automatic weapon is a greater threat because it can kill many people in a short period of time.
And these weapons are designed so that a bullet might end up killing more than one person. So that's everybody in this room, or every child in a classroom, or everybody in a movie theater in just a minute or 2.
Yesterday, the state's largest medical organization called for a complete ban on assault weapons. The Minnesota Medical Association says the state should do more research on gun violence.
Also at the Capitol, there's a bipartisan group of lawmakers pushing to raise the age for buying tobacco and e-cigarettes.
Almost 95% of adult smokers started by age 21. That means if we're going to prevent addiction, we've got to keep people from starting before then. Raising the tobacco age will help do just that.
Supporters of the bill say it could save 30,000 kids from addiction. While cigarette smoking is down, researchers say the use of e-cigarettes by teenagers is rising. At least 5 Minnesota cities have already created plans to ban tobacco sales to customers under 21. The Augsburg University community is worried one of its professors might get deported. The Star Tribune reporting that Kenya native Mazenga Wanyama and his wife have been ordered to meet with officials of Immigration and Customs Enforcement today. Fellow professor told the paper the meeting is to discuss plans for removal from the U.S. So supporters started a Facebook page announcing they too would be at the ICE office in order to support the professor.